What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and Congress has been pretty busy trying to figure out ways to, well, and the White House trying to figure out ways to secure our borders with these balloons or spy balloons and all these different things that have been in our air that we're not even sure what they all are. Also, Congress has just released a video and just had a meeting on hypersonic missiles that I'll show you here in a moment that you have to see that they say basically our radar can't even track and is a very severe vulnerability to the United States defenses, which Russia already has. And I'll let you hear them talking about China as well. Also, another large white balloon was just spotted floating in the air near Hawaii. Does that ring a bell? So the question is, how many of these are out there? Take a look at this. A large white balloon has been spotted floating above Honolulu by pilots flying in the area. According to a warning shared on Twitter, as you can see here, breaking large white balloon spotted by several pilots east of Honolulu, Hawaii. Alerts sent out to all nearby aircraft that you can actually see here. A report of large white balloon in vicinity of, and you can see coordinates, estimated to be between FL 400 and FL 500, precise altitude unknown. Advise ATC if object is seen, Roger. And that means that it was an estimated altitude between 40,000 and 50,000 feet. And that was the tweet I just wrote. Read a note allegedly being held by a pilot in the cockpit, being seen by multiple different pilots. Also, this wasn't the only time that a balloon was spotted, a large balloon, over Hawaii. There was one spotted almost a year ago today over the Hawaiian Islands, a really big one. And I think that might be the one incident that they're reporting. Remember, if you've heard the media or even here on my channel talk about that there was 3 other incidences of massive balloons spotted during the Trump presidency and one other incident spotted during Biden's presidency earlier that were at least spotted and reported. I think that's the one that they're talking about. That was spotted over the Hawaiian Islands. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts here on this. Also, in a very, very disturbing testimony here that happened here in the House Armed Service Committees, you got to hear what they're saying here about hypersonic missiles, which travel faster than any other missiles, and about how our radar can't track it and we might not be able to defend about it. So take a listen to this and let me know your thoughts.
This has been incredibly informative. I've taken several pages of notes. Would like to ask you both a question with respect to hypersonic weapons. I'm going to give you my assumption, and I would like you to tell me how I am wrong. My assumption is that were China to gain full capability or significant capability with respect to hypersonic weapons, that would have a strategic level impact on us were we not to match it with defensive capability, and that specifically it would impact our Navy's operational range of movement. That's my very basic assumption. Am I wrong about that?
You're not wrong that hypersonics could limit the scope of movement of the Navy, just as the current missile and rocket forces of the PLA can limit the movements of the Navy.
Can I follow up with you? Let's talk about the difference between the current missile capability, the level of deterrent that exists, the difference between the conventional missiles that exist and the hypersonic missiles that exist. My assumption has been that the hypersonic missiles pose a game-changing level impact to the operational range of our Navy. Am I wrong? Is this an incremental difference between the existing missiles and hypersonic, or is this really an exponential difference?
From what I've seen, and I am not a hypersonics expert. Again, I'm a strategist who studies deterrence. I have not seen anything that suggests to me that it would make a transformative difference in our ability to operate. So the evidence is still probably early. The investigations are ongoing, data is still being collected and gathered, and work is ongoing. So I will reserve final judgment, but from what I have seen so far, I don't see it as a transformation.
Well, I guess we're going to have to figure that one out, because there are some people who are presenting this as a transformational risk. I don't know. You have so much more expertise on this than I do, but it does sort of stand to reason that weapons that can beat any radar and beat any existing defense mechanism would pose a new and significant threat to our carrier groups.
What I would say to that is that there are a lot cheaper ways to overcome those kinds of defenses right now. And so the fact of what becomes strategic is the ability to actually defeat them. Hypersonics doing it slightly faster than the traditional mechanisms at a much higher cost is what doesn't strike me as being especially transformative.
So what you're saying is there's worse news than hypersonics, that there are other easier, cheaper weapons that could have game-changing impact.
And that has long been the case. So that part isn't the new part. The new part is that hypersonics have entered into that conversation.
Okay. If we knew that an invasion was 3 years out, what are the first two things that we would do? Admiral, if you would.
Well, if we knew that it was 3 years out, then we could probably relax some of the operational tempo of the forward deployed units. But we don't know that, and we have to assume that they might attack tonight. And so we have to be ready to fight tonight, as INDOPACOM says. If we knew it was going to be 3 years out, then we could invest now in some of the weapon systems that we might actually realize in 3 years. But we don't know that, and so we find ourselves with weapon systems with longer lead times and maybe a misapplication of investment because we don't know.
Doctor?
Well, if we knew it was 3 years out, what I would suggest is that our leaders get on a phone and start talking right away to see if we can move them off of that 3-year estimate. You know, I think, as the Admiral has pointed out, the job of the military is to be prepared to fight tonight if needed. And that wouldn't change between now and 3 years from now.
Yeah, so let me know your thoughts here in the comments, but definitely some pretty concerning things there. You basically heard what she had to say, that hypersonic missiles can both deter our radar and we really couldn't defend against them. But not only that, she basically said that they've entered into the realm of worser things, and that there are worser things that we can't defend against already. Hypersonic missiles just enter into that category, and they're just expensive. And that there are cheaper options right now that are already in that category that we really can't defend against. So maybe for the lack of, not wanting to share a lot of this information out in the public, she didn't clarify on that or didn't go into details. But, if you were our enemies, this is already out in the public. Russia already has hypersonic missiles. They actually use them against Ukraine already, not nuclear, but hypersonic. Okay. And two, when you could use a nuclear and hypersonic together, hypersonic is really just the speed of the missile. Okay. But this is probably going to be the next version of missiles, the speed of them. Okay. This is concerning. What is also concerning here is what else can we not defend against? Yeah, so let me know your thoughts here in the comments, and I'll keep you up to date here. I'll also link you to another couple videos here. Former President Donald Trump actually said that we should be beefing up our missile defense systems. I'll link you to that video here where he talked about that here. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel. Click the bell icon after you subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos that come out here every day on our channel. It's completely free to do so. Also, thanks for liking and sharing these videos. Here's some videos you can watch next. Here's that video about beefing up our missile defense system. Very good video there. And here is a video from where Russia just told their citizens that we declared war against them. That's right. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.